Magic 96, your one-stop shop for all things movies. From reviews, unboxings, and collections, I'm here to celebrate the magic of cinema. Now, let's roll the film. Today's video is going to be my final extra footage from the trip to the American Dream Mall. Be sure to follow along with the timestamps below if you want to see a certain section. But check out the end of the video where I show off my haul from the trip. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to show off my haul from the American Dream Mall adventure. So first off, let's go with the gift that I got from my mom, and that is a Belle doll. This is really funny. So when I went to Toys R Us, I bought two things, and neither one were for me. I bought this, and then I bought a gift for my brother that's going to be in a future video, a Funko Pop. But yeah, Belle is her favorite Disney princess, and Beauty and the Beast is her favorite movie. I really love Belle as well. I'm not sure if she's my favorite. I also love Snow White and Jasmine, but this one just looked really good. I mean, I love the packaging, how it wasn't like a whole huge box. It's got the window so you can see all sides of her, and I think the design looks great. Let me try to not get the camera in there. I think the design looks great. I think a lot of 2D cartoon animation doesn't work as well in a toy form, and sometimes it looks off. But for me, the dress looks great, and there's the rose on there as well. And yeah, I mean, I just really liked it. And if you can see on the back as well, they have all the other Disney princesses. But and it wasn't even bad. I think it was. Let me look at the price. You usually expect Disney and dolls to be more expensive, but it was $13. So yeah, so that was the first one. I'll go ahead and put that to the side, and that was at Toys R Us. And then we move on to next up was Hot Topic, and at Hot Topic I got this Invader Zim shirt, and I'm sure you saw in the video if you watched all of it. There's a whole Invader Zim section, which is awesome. I don't really know why, but there's no the show's old, and there's nothing currently on right now. But I'm just I'm very glad that there's a resurgence of just not just 2000 stuff, but Nickelodeon, and I love the sort of purples and the greens in Zim's design. So it's got, sorry, I keep moving around. So it's got Zim as an alien. He doesn't have his, he has his antennas on his head and not the regular haircut, and then he doesn't have his eyes. Or his human eyes, whatever you want to call them. But of course we have, try to show it a little bit more closer. We have Gurr up there riding a pig with Zim. We've got Gurr in his human dog outfit, which is always a classic. And yeah, they had a bunch of different ones to choose from, but this one I needed one with Zim and Gurr. And yeah, so I love this. And from Hot Topic, this one would have been $24, so not too bad. But let's go on to the biggest pickup, or I guess the reason you would go to the Dream Mall. And when you get there at the, I should say, Nickelodeon Universe in American Dream Mall. But when I got there, I walked around multiple times, as you saw in the video. Took pictures, took videos, and stuff like that. And I really was stuck. I was like, am I going to get these plushes that I'm going to show you, or am I going to get something else? But I went with this. So first off, of course, we had to get SpongeBob. And I actually have a SpongeBob from back in the day, from the 2000s. His pants actually come off, and you can see his underwear, and his eyes are like a hard plastic and stuff like that. So this one is a little bit more cutesy, but it looks great. I mean, the nose, the feet, and everything, and his tie and shirt is popped out. And yeah, I mean, I guess the reason you would get this as well, it's got that tag of Nickelodeon Universe. But I love SpongeBob. He's like my favorite, probably my favorite, for sure, favorite kids TV show or cartoon of all time. So funny, so quotable, and not expensive either. It was $20. You would think, I mean, I get that's a little small, but I didn't want anything too big. But you would think this would be like $30 or $40 or something like that, being at that you're at the theme park and stuff like that. So this one I had to get. It was between this or Patrick, and the Patrick one looked a little too cutesy, like more like that Camp Coral design. So again, I went ahead with SpongeBob. So at some point I'll have to get a Patrick one. But we'll move on to the next one, which I wasn't going to get, and I looked at him and I was like, oh, this is so cool. So of course we have Gary, and Gary has I don't know what you want to call it. He sits perfectly, but he has the hard bottom, and his eyes, you can sort of, there's an antenna in there, and you can sort of fix them any way you want to. So I loved his smile. Again, I loved his size, And the only thing about this was, and again, it's got that Nickelodeon Universe tag, but the only thing about this one is this one was 30 bucks. So a little bit more expensive. I'd expect SpongeBob's the main character. I'd expect him to be 30 and Gary to be 20, but I wish it was 25. But they got me. When you're at the theme park and you can't get it anywhere else, you definitely go for it. But I'll try to insert a picture here. When I was a kid at Hot Topic, I had a huge Gary and a huge Patrick from Hot Topic, and super weird that I'm assuming SpongeBob would have sold out, but it's so funny. I should have kept them, but of course, if anyone younger is watching this, don't get rid of any of your things. But yeah, so I love this design, and what's the last thing I could show? Oh, the bag. So I got a bag as well when I picked those two things up, and it was just a what's the word? It was there wasn't a theme shop inside. It was kind of like a it was open, like you could just walk around and pick up a couple things. And there was one in the front, which is where I got these, and there was another smaller one in the back by Jimmy Neutron, where you could pick up smaller things like magnets and little toys and stuff like that. So maybe I mean, I guess it would have taken up too much room, but I would have liked to have like a bigger theme shop. But of course, we have I think it's the same image on the back as well. So the Ferris wheel, the roller coaster, and flip it over. Same thing there. And on the sides, it says American Dream, and it also says American Dream. I'm shocked, though. I love purple, so I won't be mad. But I'm shocked that this is not orange or for Nickelodeon or green. But really nice bag, and they don't hand out we don't give out plastic bags in New Jersey if you're from a different state. So you would have to either bring your own bag or get one of these reusable ones. So yeah, so I'll definitely be using this at the supermarket and stuff like that. But those are my pickups. Let me know what you guys liked the most, and yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this mini series focusing on the American Dream Mall. I can't wait to head back and explore more. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check me out on Instagram at MovieMagic1996. Thank you so much for everything, and go watch a movie today.